Alright, so this is the second of 7 videos of our fireplace time-lapse remodel project. In addition to the fireplace remodel, I wanted to replace 6 speakers around the room, 6 hanging speakers with some new in-wall speakers. So the first day was just a demolition day, demolishing the fireplace and doing prep work. The first project for this day is that I need to route some of these speaker wires through this fireplace area that we demolished the previous day. So you see me here, I'm just working to drill some holes through and wire this speaker wire through. We have a set up for a total of 9.1 channel surround sound. Actually, my receiver only does up to 7.1 currently, but we can switch between the front high speakers or the surround rear speakers, depending on what the movie supports. So here, yeah, I'm just running some speaker cables through, and Neil is going in and out, and he's using the table saw to cut some custom shims that are about 3 feet high, that run on the upper studs in the wall. So the previous day when we were doing demolition, we realized there's 2 layers of sheetrock on the left side and only 1 on the right, which is sort of funky. And so to bridge a new piece of sheetrock across this top section, we had to basically put in this 4x6 header board at a slight angle below, and then Neil went out and cut these shims on the table saw, starting at 1/2 inch on the left, then 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and 1/8 of an inch on the far right of these 4 shims that he created. So here Neil has just cut the sheetrock. I had actually had this existing piece of sheetrock from a previous kitchen remodel project that we did, so we went ahead and just used that rather than having to go out and buy a new piece of sheetrock. So here we're making final attachments of this 4x6 header. I'd gotten some L brackets at Home Depot, and we're just attaching this in with L brackets, and then toenailing in some screws and nails in to get that header board in nice and solid. Here you see Neil just putting the sheetrock screws in that go into these 2x4 framing studs behind. And we got this new piece of sheetrock put in, and it smoothly goes from the 2 layers of sheetrock on the left to the 1 layer of sheetrock on the right. So here off to the left, you see I'm just continuing along this run of speaker wire that I need to run, so we can put in-wall speakers in here and hide all of the speaker wire that was currently visible. So the next step in building out the new fireplace is, you can see Neil is working to get a whole bunch of wire mesh cut that we are going to anchor into this wall. The wire mesh is going to be the basis at which the mortar that we're going to set in here is going to attach to. And so we have to make sure we attach this wire mesh very solidly into the wall. There were some existing anchors in the fireplace that we actually preserved from the demolition, that we go ahead and reuse some of the previous anchors. And then in addition, we are going around with a staple gun here, and we are going to staple a whole bunch of hundreds of staples into all of the available header board or 2x4s around the edges that we can, just to give this mesh a really solid hold onto the wall. And here you see Neil is hammering in dozens or hundreds of these concrete nails to solidify the wire mesh in there. So this mortar, along with all of the stone tile that's going to go on it and granite trim, is going to weigh several hundred pounds. So you have to make sure that this wire mesh is really solidly put into the wall. So here you see Neil just hammering in a bunch more nails in there, and now I'm just cleaning up in preparation. Here I'm just going along the top sheetrock. We were able to preserve the ceiling sheetrock mostly with minimal damage when we took out the lava rock. so we really didn't have to put any large pieces of sheetrock in there at the top. So here we've moved out to starting to mix the mortar. Neil is a part-time tiling contractor and used to do this stuff full-time, so he's an expert at doing all of this tiling and granite work, and mixing all this stuff up. So here we're just mixing up the mix of mortar, which is sand and Portland cement, and in this case we used lime. First we mix in all of the dry ingredients and mix it up really well with this special hoe, and mix it back and forth, and then Neil adds water a little bit at a time until he gets it to the consistency that he needs for putting the new fireplace mortar area in. So the mortar, basically he wants it so that if he picks up the mortar on his trowel, it will, and he can hold it upside down, it'll basically stick to his trowel. So it's not too wet that it's going to fall down, but and not too dry as well. So here you see Neil is going through and putting the mortar up on the wall here. So as he's putting the mortar on, he pushes it through and really compacts it tight so that it adheres to the existing irregularities of the fireplace bricks behind it. And so the mortar is actually on both the front side and the back side of this wire mesh, and the wire mesh is a structural element in the middle that really holds the mortar wall together. So the plan here is to build out the mortar, so it'll be about 2 inches out from the wall, is our plan, and there will be a granite trim on the outside, and then a stone tile that we have that'll go on the front legs and the header area of the fireplace. And so here you see Neil just applying the mortar in. There's these two redwood lath boards you see on the left and the right. And so what he puts those in for is he pushes them into the mortar once he gets it sort of blocked out to approximately the depth it's going to be. He puts those in, and then he checks with a level to make sure that they're level vertically. And then he uses them with this aluminum L that he has to shimmy up and screed the front surface of the fireplace to make sure that it's nice and even across and level all the way across the front. So here you see I'm hopping in, just helping put some mortar in the top area here, and Neil is continuing on with that. And so you see he goes back and forth between using this aluminum L to even out the front of the fireplace, the legs and the header of the fireplace, based on those redwood lath shims on the outside that he's stuck in there and leveled. At the end, he'll pull the redwood lath out and fill that area with mortar. So here you see this is an aluminum L bracket that we put in that's going to act as the base, the top base of the mortar. So we put that in there, and it creates a nice even section across the top of the fireplace. And so while he's doing all this, I'm outside just mixing more and more batches of mortar up. Doing the dry mix, then starting to get the water in, and then I have Neil come out to give the final go-ahead for the mix and the consistency and all that, since he is a expert at this sort of stuff. So here you can see the mortar base for the fireplace is really taking shape. This is what we will be applying thin set to later, and the stone and granite for the fireplace. So he has this pretty well blocked out here. One little challenge that he was running into was the top header section here. We had some issues with some of the mortar sort of collapsing down and falling down, just because there wasn't a lot for the mortar to grab onto at the top. And as he pushed one direction, the mortar would push through the wire mesh to the other side. So at this point, you see I'm putting counter pressure on. As he pushes on one side, I'm putting counter pressure so we can really compress the top section of mortar and get it really solid. And so that sort of counter pressure ended up working well to solidify this whole top section. And so here he's just taking out the redwood lath, and he's going through now and just checking the sides to make sure the sides are all level and straight. And here you see he'll fill in that area where the redwood lath was before and just smooth out this whole area. So here you see we've got a really nice mortar framing for the fireplace at this point. We're just doing some cleanup as we go here, making sure we don't get any mortar in between the wood boards and the drop cloths that we set down in the hardwood, because it could scratch up the hardwood floors underneath. So here the final project for the night is to lay the mortar for the hearth area that the hearth will rest on. And so we're basically pouring in mortar here at the bottom to be exactly even with the existing hardwood floors. So we're going to put granite tiles on down here, and we want them to basically rest just above the existing hardwood floor area. So you see, similar to the legs and header of the fireplace mortar, we put wire mesh in this section too at the bottom to solidify this whole hearth area. And again, Neil uses these redwood lath trim pieces. He levels them out and then runs his aluminum L across them to even out this whole area and make sure it's nice and smooth and level. And then he removes the redwood lath and just fills in the areas where it was. So as we're going to, we do a little cleaning as we go, just making sure that we're not going to be scratching up the existing hardwood laminate flooring. You can see there's some irregular cuts too to the existing flooring. That was because the previous volcanic rock fireplace had rocks jutting out down there. So at this point we've pretty much finished up for the day. We've got the whole mortar area set so that the next day we can begin with the tiling and granite work. So yeah, go ahead and continue on to video 3 for that.